Come on, everybody. And I'm still happy about this win. I know I'm only doing this live show so late tonight, but I am still buzzing about it. It took me a long time to actually like just calm down after the victory. I'm sorry that I am so late with today's show. I was at Newlands for the double header. It was the T20 between the Dolphins and Western Province. It was the women's game first and then the men's game. And I'm working at Newlands as well, helping out over there as well. So, yeah, I had to be there. And I can't shoot live from there. So I had to come home first before I could go live with you guys. But what an amazing victory. We are going to chat about all of it right now. The show is now dedicated to this win. It's unbelievable what happened, the scenes. Extremely proud of this team. So let's get straight into it. But before we get going, before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Smash the like button, comment and share. And don't forget to comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream as well. Very important that you guys do so because it really helps us with the YouTube algorithm if you get involved in the live chat there too. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys have had to say about this win, what you guys are feeling currently about this victory. I'm really, really, really excited to hear. Let's go. Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohideen, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with the first test victory between South Africa and India. What a magnificent win by the Proteas. I'm extremely proud of the way they fought back in this match. Guys, you were with me over the last few review shows. I felt depleted. I was so miserable. I didn't know how to handle the way this game went. But the fight back with the bat first and foremost from our captain Temba Bavuma, then the captaincy from Temba Bavuma, then the fight back from our bowlers to actually clinch this victory on Indian soil against India, against a side that understood the conditions, knew what they were preparing for us, and we still got the win. The taste in my mouth, sweet. It's unbelievable the way we went, how we conducted ourselves today in the field. Not many drop catches. So many amazing things took place today. But let's get into it. Let me go through the scorecard with you guys for the ones that maybe didn't watch the match. It's very important that we obviously discuss it and talk about it here as well. So let's start off with what happened. Temba was on 28 or 29 overnight. Came to the crease um with Corbin Bosch was still at the wicket at the time. And the two of them batted exceptionally well, actually. They put on a very good partnership of 40 odd that really took South Africa. Was it 40 odd? Let me just double check the stats quickly. Their partnership was key. It was really, really, really key for South Africa because Coleman gave the support to Temba that he needed. You know, um, it was it was a partnership that we needed. It was 44. I was right. It was needed, and it gave us solidity. He gave the support to Temba that Temba needed to get over the line. His 26th half century. I think it's his third in India. He batted exceptionally well. I must say, though, I was hoping that he would maybe farm the strike a little more towards the end. But the fact that we batted right up until 11, probably gave him the confidence in the opposition, in his partners at the other end, and maybe gave them a little bit too much confidence, because I do feel that he could have um, faced a lot more balls towards the end over there, taking the pressure off his opposition partners and really pushing forward. But he needed to be that anchor. We ended up with a lead of 123. India needed 124 to win. Um, you could see that how that pitch was. The pitch, I'm going to be talking about it over and over again, but that pitch was crazy. I mean, even the wickets of Simon Harmer, the wicket of Simon Harmer, for example, and the wicket of, there was one more person, Corbin Bosch. Both balls angled in from fifth stump and knocked over the off stump from beating the outside edge, not even the inside edge, the outside edge. So the fact that the balls were moving off the pitch that steeply shows you what type of pitch was prepared. And it was horrendous. It wasn't, I'm not going to say horrendous, but it was a very, very tricky pitch. I mean, even India obviously struggled to bat on it. I didn't think they'd struggle the way they did, though. We were all out for 153. Temba Bavuma 55 not out. Ravindra Jadeja got 4 for 50. But we had the best possible start from a South African point of view with the ball. Marco Jansen, take a bow. The way he started this match, he had them 2 for 1. 2 wickets for 1 run. And that what set the tone. KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal, both of them were caught out, finding the edge for both of them. And Marco was aggressive and accurate with his bowling. And that set the tone. I really thought that when Washington Sundar was at the crease, that he would take the game maybe away from South Africa. He got 31 in the match. But the way Simon Harmer bowled, man, absolutely amazing. He just completely destroyed the batting attack. They had no answers for him. But I have to commend, and he ended with 4 for 21, by the way, just to give you guys a quick update on that. But what I thought was absolutely amazing from a South African standpoint is the captaincy of Temba Bavuma, the rotation of the bowlers when he brought his bowlers in, when he rotated them. I think that, well, in the end it worked out, but it looks like a genius stroke now. The bringing on Keshav Maharaj at the time that he did, when he probably got a sense that Akshar Patel was going to go after Maharaj, and Maharaj baited him. He went for 2 maximums, and then he got the wicket of Akshar Patel. 26 of 17, 2 sixes and 1 4. He baited him, and that wicket was the final straw. That's when I started to believe. And then Harmer dismissed Kuldeep, and Maharaj dismissed Mohammad Siraj. Okay, yes, there was Shabnam Gill was absent because he was hurt, and that might have been a positive from a South African standpoint. It worked in our favor in the end. But bowling India out for 93 in their own conditions on a pitch that they prepared, only defending 124. I mean, how can you not be proud of the way this team fought back to get this victory? South Africa won by 30 runs. I can't believe it. We didn't just win. We won by 30 runs, which is quite a handsome victory at the end of the day. So, well done to the Proteas. I think it's the first time we beat them in 15 years or something like that on home soil. So, what a magnificent performance by the Proteas. I am extremely chuffed, extremely proud of the way we played. And we couldn't have had won in a better way, I feel. I mean, we need to go for the 2-0 now. We need to go for the 2-0 now. But it does give us a little bit of happiness, the fact that, we can't lose the series at the moment now, the way things stand. So, yeah, Simon Harmer was player of the match, and he thoroughly deserved it for the way he bowled. He was fantastic. So yeah, that's my take. Yo, I still, guys, I can still not comprehend what happened. I mean, I was celebrating there. I was busy doing some work, and then I was celebrating every wicket, and I was doing the report, etc. And I was so ecstatic when the final wicket fell, and we actually ended up winning. Even KG Rabada ran onto the pitch while they were still reviewing the wicket to see if it was a wicket or not. I don't know. I think he got reprimanded for that in the end, but he was running onto the field already before the wicket was actually confirmed, because they went up to the third umpire. So yeah, let me get into the live chat, because this is not about me. This is about you guys and what you guys think, and then I'm going to obviously comment on it. I'll try to get to as many comments as I possibly can, but I have to start off with the super chat from Craig. Well, thank you so much for the super chat, Craig. Thank you for all the support. Our cricket has been exponential since the SA20 began. We are building a large pool of players, and it just gives our cricket the vibe and positivity it needs. This is just the beginning. Go Proteas. Thank you for that 70 rand super chat. I really appreciate it. All of these super chats, guys, it really helps the channel. So please follow Craig's lead. Let me get to I'm gonna try to get to the top. Don't and try to read as many as I can. Underrated song says, but put some respect on Bavuma's name. Indian players, well done, boys. Yes, Temba was fantastic today. Wow, and to see him get criticized the way he did while he was injured and stuff like that, they need to respect Temba Bavuma. Brilliant captain, brilliant batter, performed when we needed him to, captained us to glory. He was brilliant, and he needs to get the praise that he deserves. Craig says, "Oh, Temba Bavuma." That's exactly how it should be. Tak says, "Temba Langa song continues next in Guwahati." I predicted it yesterday. Bavuma never disappoints. His decisions are on point. We some we missed his captaincy in white ball formats, but he always advises it. We will win 2-0, says Daksh. Alvin says, Khalid, say it. I told you so. It played out exactly how I said it would, in chronological order. Told you it would backfire. Just knew if we just got 100, we got this. And thank you, because I was very depleted. I almost lost hope. But I knew that if Timba could just stick around there until the end, we had a very good chance of winning this match. And sure, this performance was fantastic, and we need to celebrate it. Alvin says 20 poles is the team's signature, has been for a while. I'm so proud of our bowling attack, and Temba, you silenced me. You were brilliant. CLNRE says, from the doom and gloom of yesterday to sheer joy today. Test cricket is a wonderful game. Alvin says, Jana, India, julle tande is getrek, want my doekom was sterk. Alvin says, oh, what a tangled web you weave when you conspire to deceive India. I guess today you came up a little Bwana short. Daksha Shukri said today, as he will backs Mulder at number 3 back at home or in Senators. Berger says, how are you, Hardy? Temba is slowly cementing himself as one of our best ever test captains. I think he has. Dak says that Buwana were destroyed India today, as it shows our team can play and win in any pitch. Oh, is that the comments that were made? I don't know what was said in that video. By the way, I tried to look at it, try to find it. I found the video, but it wasn't in English. I don't know what was said. Berger says, do you think Harmer will be able to put pressure on Maharaj for a spot in the team? They're very different bowlers, in my opinion. They both should be bowled in tandem. I don't think they should be selected separately. They both offer different things, and Maharaj is fantastic in non-spinning friendly conditions. Harmer was fantastic as well. So I don't think he would take Maharaj's place. I think Maharaj is still the number one spinner, but he bowled brilliantly today in India. Takshish, we proved that we are at WTC champions, that it is not a fluke. Takshish, I feel for Harmer as he got four for in both innings, very close to fifers, but he says in the end that he all wants is that win tag. It's brilliant from him to say that. Let me just go down and read some ones at the bottom here. I'm gonna have to skip a few guys. Somebody says, remember they doubted Temba when he was injured. Underrated Song says only two changes for the next match. Rabada and Brevis in for Bosch and Mulder. Um, Pratik says, what a victory by SA under exceptional circumstances. Hats off to Bavuma for the batting captaincy and that catch of Aksar. Once again, SA found a way to win, this time in India after 15 years. Tabo says India still hasn't learned from their mistakes they made against New Zealand last year. Underrated Song says, I love winning against the Indians, makes it sweet. Tak says, I am considering the same 11 for the next match. Only change will be for Mulder or Corbin for KG. Quality of Corbin is too good for us in these conditions. Stuart says, great victory. Harman and Bavuma were unbelievable. Dakshish Temba always proves the critics wrong, and I'm so happy that he does. Prashiso says, I was in church and could no longer hear the poster. The poster. I could no longer hear the pastor preaching when I saw the score saying we needed 2 wickets to win. Over the moon. Also, no balls. Yes, I wanted to speak about that quickly. We were very good with regards to not bowling many extras, and I've always said that I wanted that. We had only had one extra, which was a leg by. So no wides, no wides are very difficult to bowl in Test cricket, but no balls, which was brilliant. That means we were tight, we were disciplined, and I've always wanted to see us perform. And I know this is particularly a problem in white ball cricket, but I'm so happy that they managed to keep the extras down in this match. Umpo Majora says the team spirit of this team is absolutely amazing. World cricket needs to admit that we are very strong team and we deserve more tests. For that, no more than 2 test series, please. I want more. Yes, I want more tests in a series. I don't like this 2 match test series bullshit. We need more. We need to have 3 at least minimum. It just makes it more fun. PBG3 says best win in the last by the team. I've read Craig's super chat. Thanks again. Pratik says our batters should learn from how Bavuma batted, especially the likes of Stubbs, Kyle, who have looked clueless on this pitch. Tabo says the pitch was terrible, but India after for it and he got it. Asked for it and they got it. PBG3 says, is it time for Verena? Is Rickleton capable enough in red ball cricket in these conditions? Pretorius is not available in the squad. I don't know when last Ryan kept in 4-day cricket. I'm not so sure because he's been with the Proteas majority of the time. So he might be a bit rusty. Pratik says exceptional performance by Harmer, who played a vital role in the bowling in the absence of Rabada. And where Maharaj had an ordinary Graham Jansen played his part too. A collective bowling performance. Even that wicket from Aiden, the fact that the captaincy from Bavuma to bring on Aiden when he did as well against all those left armers was also very, very special. And then he still got a wicket as well, which made it even better. Clinton Naidu says incredible win. Sarfas says, Khalid, I told you if India goes for rank turners, SS spinners will wreak havoc, and it seems Gautam Gambhir didn't learn his mistakes. Pratik says Mutasami for Mulder, and there has to be place for Brevis in the next test, and obviously KG needs to come back in. Underrated Song says, but let's not be overjoyed about it because they were playing with 10 players. Pride says the management asked for this pitch. It backfired at the toss. I believe this is our first toss win in the subcontinent since 2014 in Sri Lanka. Bangladesh doesn't count. Seriously, that is crazy. I didn't know that stat. PBG3 says his name is Temba. He came from Langa. He came to score, came to score, came to score, score, score. His name Temba Bavuma. He comes from Langa and he plays for the Proteas. Uh, any any team changes for the second test. Stuart says, I'm just worried about Varane. Safa says, thing is, the Indian batter's ability to play spin has deteriorated massively since the days of Tendulkar. But Gautam Gambhir still pretends that Indian players knows how to play spin. But those teams from the past are this crazy. And I was having a conversation at Newlands today with someone, um, with Vinny Barnes actually. I was having a nice chat with him, and we were just talking about like number threes, man, and like how many great number threes are there actually in the world? If you look around, I think a lot of teams are struggling to find that solidity at number three. I mean, the Calluses, the Amlas, those type of the Pontings of the world, those guys. I mean, many teams are struggling to find that number three, and I think South Africa too. PBG3 is proud of these Proteas group. We are not second in WTC points table. Pratik says, I've already watched the highlights 3 times, similar to the WTC match. This win would be rated as highly as the WTC win. And where do you guys rate it? Let me know in the comments afterwards. After the end of the stream, go to the comment section and let me know where you rank this victory. Give me your top 5 victories in Test cricket. PPG3 says Indian team was praised too much after England series. I think this Indian team is a bit more hyped other than Bumrah, Pant and Jadeja. Alvin says the problem is India always underestimates spinners from Sena nations, not realizing these guys are perfect their craft and find a way to be effective in conditions that they shouldn't. So if you're given them a pitch that actually spins, you are in trouble. Munkisa Adams says Temba is the number 6 ranked batsman in the world for a reason. Temba is a king. Sarath says, I would like to see Brevis in the next match. He is our X Factor player who can score a quick 30 or 40, which can be so handy on these pitches. Dak says Temba don't as a role in the morning, which is courageous. Didn't ask for a role in the morning, which is courageous. Sarfraz says Simon Ahmed deserves all the plaudits he is getting. His time in Essex and him taking wickets in Essex in big way on those flat wickets has prepared him for the subcontinent. Pratik says Temba has earned his respect in the Test arena. 10 wins out of 11 as a captain. His record as a captain is brilliant. And his record with the bat, I think he averages like close to 50, if not 50, with the bat as a captain. It's madness compared to when he was not a captain, like 30 odd. Andre Deschamps Bosch wasn't good in this match with the ball. Ikram says Blockathon Bavuma. Okay. Sami says Indians fans. BBG3 says you won't believe Khalid. Indian media was calling Bhawana means dwarf. That's the perfect response. Well done, Bavuma. Chance to make 2-0. Maharaj would be in the rhythm in next game. Did he really call him that? That's crazy. Like, shouldn't he get fined for that? Sumi says Indian fans fuming, love it. Avi says his name is Temba. He came from Langa. He came to score, came to score, came to score, score, score. PBG3 says, I wish Virat and Rohit would have and Proteas would have been there. So the Proteas beat India. That would have been more pleasing. Underrated songs says forget about that word now is not a nice name to call a player or anyone. No, it's not. That's that's sick. BBG3 says his Maharaj is not fit. His action was not complete but different than in Pakistan. I wish I would have gone to ground after being a few kilometers away. You should have. Tabo says we need to play tests. The series should have been a 5 match test series. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. Brad says Brevis has to come in for Stubbs. Stubbs is too negative lately. I heard that KG might not make it for the second test. Oh, that will be a black. That will be really crappy. Imagine if for the second test we get KG back. What that will do to the Indian players and the management. They will probably be very worried about that. Of course, they would be. Gaz Dramat says pitch backfired on India. Underrated songs says now I want to see Brevis hit Kuldeep for sixes. PPG3 says can Rickleton keep in test? Verena was not confident on his keeping in these conditions. I'm worried about him with the bat though. PPG3 says no catch missed. Daksh says today I watched this match with my father. My father was angry on India, but I love Proteas winning as I work in South Africa. That's brilliant. Craig says cannot make such a big change with both Kyle and Rickerton after winning and Kyle not missing any easy chances. Keeping in Asia is not easy at all. It would be crazy to change your keeper right now. Apple says, to be honest, Temba might not be a superstar like AB, Faf, Graham, but in my view, he has achieved more than the superstars and has cemented himself as one of the greatest captains in South African cricket. Bang, bang, bang. Slap a like on the video for that comment. Brilliant comment. Duck says, I think Verena keeping skill are more than Rickerton for team management. Underrated. Carl's the best keeper in the world. In the world, he's the best keeper in South Africa, in my opinion. Underrated songs. Why was Luandre released from the SAA squad? Not sure. Avi says apparently 124 has never been chased in Eden Gardens. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that either. Underrated songs. His Keshav was a bit disappointed in this match. Present Siwele says we need to consider Mutasami for Mulder in anticipation of another ranked turner, as well as Rabada for Bosch, if fit. Massive win, making us dream of series win and defending the WTC. Do you think that India would be brave enough to try and create another pitch like this, or curate another pitch like this? Would it be too late to change it right now? Or will the extra days give them the chance to maybe change the wicket and make it more of a even pitch, I would say? Because India have a very good bowling attack. Their batting is a little bit still trying to find their feet or whatever, same as like South Africa. Ikram says, if South Africa win the series, Temba Bavuma will be the second South African captain to win an India test tour after Hansi Cronje in 2000. Dak says, we are second in the WTC table. Oh, that's what you meant earlier. Pratik says, India batted like SA did in the second innings. Too defensive. Had they gone for the target the way Aksa decided to go when 2 wickets left, could have been a different story. Tabo says the best number threes right now are Shan, Masood, and Ollie Pope. Yet Pope gets a lot of hate. Yeah, Ollie Pope is proper, but Shan Masood is also very good. But I mean, there are teams all around the world are struggling to find good number threes or solid number threes. PBG3 says I would rate this victory as top of the table along with 2008 MCG victory and Adelaide draw in 2012 due to the conditions. Ikram A says best test victories for South Africa. Stuart Judge is going to number 1 in 2012, 2013 and winning WTC final. But Stuart, you can't give it two rankings for number 1, bro. Two from different years. That's not fair. You must choose between the two, otherwise that's cheating. Going to number one in 2012-13 and winning WTC final. Choose between the two of them. What is first and second? Chasing to number two was chasing 414 in Perth. Then AB scored that brilliant 103 this match. Four oval in 2012 when Hush scored 311. Anurag says Bosch is too good to be dropped. Is there any way we can fit in both Rabada and Bosch? I can't see that both of them playing unless you drop Vian Mulder, which I don't think is a good idea. Pratik says thing is current Indian players have less experience on playing at these kind of pitches. For them, they look at playing fast bowlers overseas as a challenge. They need to play on good pitches. Lungisa Adams says credit must go also to Shukri and his whole coaching team. There seems to be a great environment in the team, and Bavuma is shining under Shukri. Brilliant coaching from him. He's created an amazing atmosphere and environment at the Proteas. Craig says Rabada can come in for Mulder if he is fit. We have enough batting, and Rabada can also hit some late blows and make the difference with his bowling. NY Times Square says, why is Cal keeping being questioned? I don't remember any mistake he made in his subcontinent tour. Only one. Baez gone for four. That two turned from off stump to be a batsman. His keeping's not the problem for me. It's his batting. Pride says Kesh is okay. It's that India has a lot of left-handers batters. But you know, at the same time, you can't just drop players left, right, and center either. We don't play enough matches to, I think, to have that mentality. We play two match test series, and I don't think that's enough to judge a player. Because you give them two games and then you change again and then you're in different conditions again and then you must play. So like there's no time for them to actually fully learn and then adapt and then apply the skills that they learn throughout the tour. Alvin says he was released because he is playing in the next test. Ekram Ace is Proteas' best victory in test cricket. Number one was WTC final at Lord's in 2025. Number two is Perth 2016 versus Australia. Number three is Galle 2014 versus Sri Lanka. Eden Gardens test versus India, and then Oval test versus England in 2012. Amla's 300. Stuart says they would. The second SAA game was a green mamba and we chased over 400. Craig says the Eden Gardens pitch was going to be a good one, and then India arrived. They didn't like that and made them not water it for 48 hours before the test. Avi Sabasan says bring Brevis or Hamza in for Mulder for the next test. I would lean on Brevis if fit. He can bowl spin as well. Well, I think he is fit because actually at the end of the day, I thought he was injured still, shoulder problem, whatever. But I saw him come on as a substitute fielder. And if that's the case, that would have been a lot more that would have put a lot more strain on his shoulder than fielding than I think batting. Pratik says Gambhir mentioned that this is exactly the pitch that he wanted. Were no demons in the pitch, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with that. Balls were angling in off the pitch from fifth stump, knocking over off stump. The ball was turning significantly. I don't agree with him. Doug says Harmer refuses to play or accept the national contract for England, as he always loves to represent the Proteas. Pride says they might prepare the same pitch they persisted during the New Zealand series. Is Williamson not a number three? Yeah, Williamson is brilliant. Stuart says, WTC first, 2012, very close second. Okay, cool, awesome. You chose. You didn't sit on the fence. Dick says, can't believe we won, Khalid, even after being down and out at day two. I can't believe it too. Safa says, Khalid, can you give Indian test team coach Shukri? Term says, I feel this is South Africa greatest win away from home. Yes, WTC win was great, but this was even tougher than that for me. Dex is Khalid, where's the post match press? Um, okay, let me see if I can get that for you. Um, if you guys have the time to want to listen to it now, we can do that. Um, trying to get it for you guys quickly. It's gonna take some time now to load. I didn't think of actually reacting to that now on the show. It's gonna take quite a long time for that. Let me just get the final few comments. I think I read all of your comments, eh? Everybody's. Anag says Stubbs should move back to number 3. Persisting with Mulder at 3 seems to have dented Stubbs' confidence. Usually, I think Indian team management more focused on preparing the pitch rather than preparing for the game, forgetting that curators are better on the job. Tim says, Khalid, what changes you'll make next test? I drop Mulder and Verena and would love to see Sinaran and Brevis in the playing 11. I first want to hear what they say about the pitch before I make my decision on who gets dropped. Pratik says Dhawan Guwahati pitch is also a mystery at this point. Not sure when was the last test match that was played here. It's eastern part of India where preparing spinning track is a bit difficult. Craig says Gill's absence was missed, but I would say us not having Rabada with them having Boomerang and them in their home conditions sort of balances it out. That's true. Pratik says Conrad said they are here to win the series, not the match. Kani says this is not the greatest win. We have beaten might of Australia in the past. The Indian team is not great. Pratik says India would be better leaving the pitch to the curators. Tak says this next test was the first time at Guwahati will host its first test mystery pitch awaiting. Avi says this win is not even in the top 5 wins. We've beaten India in the past. Mpo says would love to hear the post match presser. Okay, cool. Let me have a quick quiz and see if I can find it. Um,
Yeah, firstly, on Temba, I said it 2 days before the test match. Having our best player back.
okay. Sorry, guys. There's an echo. I found it. Let me just get it up on the screen quickly. I'm gonna have to do it this way, that way, showing Finder, and then I'm going to have to push it here, place it, pause. Yeah, 16 minutes. And then share screen, do that, audio file, and then I'm gonna have to know that, and then that. Okay. Why is it? Okay, let's have a listen.
Two things, your thoughts on Temba's innings, and could you talk us through a little bit about how South Africa developed spinners of eminence? We know this was a country of fast bowlers, but over the past few years, you now have formidable attack. Could you just talk us through briefly how that happened?
Yeah, firstly, on Temba, I said it 2 days before the test match. Having our best player back, is very reassuring for us. It brings a calmness. I also might have mentioned that in the last 18 months to 24 months, he's been one of the best players in the world, and he showed that again this morning and yesterday afternoon. An innings that he was clear on how he wanted to do it, went against the grain of everybody else in the match. And that was the difference between the two sides. Temba's innings, his partnership with Boshi this morning, I thought that was immense, and that gave us something we felt we could defend. With regards to the spinners, I think we've always had decent spinners. We just never had a crop of them. So Kesh has always been around. It feels like he's been around forever. But then at the time, we also had guys like Paul Harris, and then at the same time, Claude Henderson went on a Kolpak deal. Simon Harmer went on a Kolpak deal. And because of the test matches we played at home, we really play more than two spinners or more than one spinner. So we always were found wanting when we came to the sub. And I think it was a mindset change as well, that you've got to start showing your belief in spin bowlers as well. So when Simon called me up a few months ago and he said he's desperate to play for South Africa again, I was more desperate to have him back. So thrilled that we can come here to the subcontinent with a quality pack of spinners. And I think it will do wonders for our game back home as well, because youngsters can now see there's a line of sight that we're keen on spinners as well. It's not only a fast bowling country.
Thank you.
Oops. My bad. Okay, yeah. So what I want to say there is he's spot on with what he said there. South Africa have had good spinners in the past, but not a whole lot at once. That's what makes this team so special, is that we have a whole crop of good spinners that are all available for selection, which is making our lives a lot easier when we travel to the subcontinent.
You spoke of having a group of spinners in your side now. And what does it do to a team psyche when you beat a home country in their home game, so to say? Just Temba also spoke about it.
Yeah. I mean, I said it again a few days ago that we won a World Test Championship final earlier in the year against Australia at Lord's. But this was right up there for us. Coming to India, playing at Eden Gardens, doing something we haven't done for 15 years. When I say we, I talk about the Proteas. This is right up there. You can only but dream of coming here. And I'm sure, I mean, Simon mentioned a few things in the post-match as well, like the dark experiences teams have had coming here. And the psyche now is such that whilst we might not have the ability that a lot of teams have, or we haven't untapped that ability yet, what we lack in that, we certainly make up in the ability to play as a unit and the resilience that we show. We never give up. And I'm so I nearly said bloody. I'm so proud of that group down there in terms of the belief that they've got and how they pull together as a unit. It'll do wonders for our psyche, and it will do wonders for us going forward. We won a test match in Pakistan. We've now won a test match here, but the job's far from done. You don't come to a country to win a test match. You obviously want to win series. So I'm sure the boys will celebrate hard. They've got 2 extra days to recover. So Guwahati will present its own challenges, and I'm pretty certain and quietly confident that we'll be up to the task there as well.
I particularly want to see us bat better in Guwahati. It would be really great for our confidence, for fans' confidence in the team as well, when it comes to the certain players that have been, criticized. So I hope that those players can come and perform in this particular in the next test match. That will be great from a South African standpoint.
In terms of the pitch, do you think it was the variable grounds that we saw from day one, or was it turn that was the main issue that the batters struggled against? And what did Temba do differently, according to you, that was missing from the Arsenal of the other batters?
Yeah, I think it was obviously Jasprit shows his class, why he's the best bowler in the world. But we thought that the wicket would play like that on day one. But I don't think we bargained for as much turn and bounce on day one and day two. So that's what I think threw both sides. So I think it's the prodigious turn as the test match went on, as the afternoon grew on. And then you have a guy like Jadeja, who is an absolute genius on wickets like this. He just doesn't give you anything. And you feel suffocated as a batter. And I think therein lies the difference, in that someone like Temba was not happy to be suffocated, but he was comfortable. I don't think anybody's ever out happy to be suffocated, but I think he was comfortable that if he stuck to his game plan, which was, I'm going to get beat by balls on the outside as long as I don't get beat on the inside, I'll bat through this. And I think the fact that he's been here before might have given him that bit of confidence. We've got a young batting lineup, a lineup that I'm encouraging to try and be a bit more expressive. But yeah, it's a lot easier said than done. So I think, to answer your question, it's the prodigious turn and Indian quartet of spinners. They just don't give you, and you throw Jasprit in there with a new ball, and when it starts reverse swinging, both him and Siraj are obviously world class. So, having said all of that, it makes our victory even more sweeter, that we were able to contend with all of that and come out at the top.
Yeah, I agree there. Jasprit Bumrah is obviously world class, but the Jadeja, it pained me to watch him. But how can I say, what is the word I'm looking for, guys? I'm tired now. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to say, basically what I'm trying to say is, if I look at this from an unbiased point of view and from a South African point of view, yes, it pained me. But from an Indian point of view, like if I just look at it as a neutral, that's the word I'm looking for. As a neutral, Jadeja is just like Coach Shukri said, smart. The way he bats, the way he bowls, sets up batters, like, is incredible. Now, I do feel there might have been a way out of that, and that's by playing a little bit more attacking against him. I think that would have helped a lot. But unfortunately, that's not the case with regards to that. We tried to defend, and we kind of played into his hands, I feel.
Shukri, the last time you were seated here, you spoke about how it was a team of superstars except one. And you have not even spoken about the superstar who did not play this much. How special is that you were able to do that without him?
Yeah, look, I mean, when we were sweating on KG from early in the week, and I don't think we were ever desperate, but you want to give him the best chance of being ready. So we gave it up until the morning, and when KG tells you I'm not ready, then you better believe him. And again, that makes it so much sweeter that someone that we know can make a huge impact on the game is ruled out. And then, I mean, Boshi might not have had the impact that KJ might have had with the ball, but his partnership this morning with Temba, again, Boshi doing Boshi things. So, yeah, it makes it sweeter. But I think it's important we stay nice and humble and not get too carried away with this. The good thing is that you want to create an environment and a belief in the side that they shouldn't be surprised when they do certain things. You know, you shouldn't be surprised when you come to India and beat it. Tough. It's a massive achievement, but this is what we're able to do, and hopefully we'll be able to do that in Guwahati as well. It certainly sets it up beautifully. I'm going to need some insider tips here as to what I can expect in Guwahati as a wicket. So just pass on the suggestions to Lucy, please.
Hello, coach. Has the WTC victory changed the mindset of the South African team, and especially before going to the against India series and Indian home?
Yes, definitely. I think it gives you belief that you can do great things on special occasions at special places. And WTC, having toppled Australia, a fairly young side that so much was said about, and a team that was written off before the match even started, was able to do that. It does give you belief. It gives you a belief that you can mix it with the best. And again, we've shown it that we can mix it with the best. So yeah, to answer your question, it gives you a lot of belief when you can do special things. This victory will give us a lot of belief. And I'm sure that the boys will keep their feet firmly on the ground, and the next couple of days they'll put in some really good work before the next test match.
Then last 4 questions, so it's just 1, 2, 3, and then wrapping them up.
Hello, sir. If you get similar kind of wicket in Guwahati, would you like to play another spinner in Guwahati?
Sure. Can you give me 2 days to think about it? No, look, the temptation was always there to play the third spinner in Sengaran, who just came off a previous series as a man of the series. So it was never a simple task, and he offers you with a bat. But again, if you've got to believe something, so you believe the trends that the new ball could still do something, and you've got to respect the opposition new ball because they've got world-class performers. So I felt that we needed to shoe up our top order batters. Vian batted at 3 for us in WTC, and when we play back home, he's more than likely to be our number 3. So I always felt that, yeah, maybe we need to bolster that side of things. And we've got 2 spinners that can bowl a lot of overs, thankfully. And again, I didn't expect, somebody mentioned the other day about all the spinners, and I jokingly asked, are they all playing? And to a surprise, they were all playing. And obviously they stacked up with a lot of left-handers. So again, Kesh was probably going to be targeted by the left-handers. So you play Sen, who's another left-arm spinner. And we always felt that Aiden, if it really spun, Aiden can do a job like he did today. So I'm evading your question, but I'm going to have to just take a rain check on that and see for myself what Guwahati is like.
Should we?
So I kind of was right about the reason why Sengaran was moved left out. Having all the left-handers that are in India's attack, and then having another left arm, you could see how they went after Keshav today. Imagine how they would have went after Sengaran. So I kind of get it. They struggled against the off spinners like Simon Harmer and obviously then Aiden as well. So yeah, it does. I like the thinking of Coach Shukri. I really do. That he picks on conditions and tries to pick the best 11 for the conditions. And I like that approach because it leaves. Sometimes you're going to have to leave some players out. And if players can be left out and still put in performances when they get selected again, that this shows that there's a belief and togetherness within the team. And that's something that we need to build across formats.
Gautam Gambhir was here before you, and he said he and a lot of previous coaches and captains have also said this of India whenever this kind of pitch has happened, that they like these pitches because they take the toss out of the equation. Do you think that's true though? Because I think you batting last is probably the most difficult thing to do on the pitch.
Yeah, I don't know if it takes the toss entirely. It's always nice winning the toss, but you've still got to do something. You've got to do all of your disciplines really well. You know, you've still got to bat well in the first innings when you win the toss. So I think there's an element of truth in what he says. Yes, I thought the wicket. I don't know if it settled down a little bit today. Maybe the older ball didn't spin as much because yesterday it was almost. Or maybe we just didn't play it particularly well, but it almost seemed as if it spun a lot more yesterday. Yeah, we opted not to take the roller at all this morning because I felt we needed it to deteriorate quickly and not put a roller on it to hold it together. So I wanted it to deteriorate quickly, and yeah, it just shows how much we know. I mean, the Temba and Boshi played like gods on there. So yeah, I think there's an element of truth that if the wicket is like this from the start, then I mean your second or your first batting innings becomes massive, you know, and we went behind 30 runs. It ended up being the difference in the winning margin. Definitely tougher batting last, but you still need to bowl well, and I thought we did that particularly well. And we caught brilliantly, so yeah.
Cool, last two.
Hi. So when India played South Africa the last time, we saw the Newlands pitch being extreme towards the fast bowling side, and if I remember right, you're not happy with it. So how do you see this pitch, and how extreme was this to the spin bowling side? And regardless of the results, who won, who batted well, are such pitches desirable?
The Newlands pitch wasn't ordered. I mean, it was as a shock to us as it was to India. So it's not as if we prepared a wicket like that. I think when you come to India and the subcontinent, you expect wickets like this. So I don't have a problem with wickets like this. You still got to play well. You've got to bat well. You've got to find a way. And again, that's why it's a home series. You've got to find ways of giving your side the edge of winning. But again, I don't have an issue with wickets like this. You've got to come out and find a way. And thankfully, we found a way. So yeah, we kind of expect this. You prep for this. It's more of a mental battle than a battle of your technique sometimes, you know, because you just feel you don't know where your next run's coming from. And again, you've got to put your money on something. You've got to back something. And sometimes you start doubting your technique, but I think it's more of a mentality thing than a technical thing.
Last question.
What magic wand Temba Bahuma and Mr. Conrad Chopri had was your partnership at done wonders. Can you tell us some, three things which you applied in the dressing room and that worked well?
Yeah, I mean, Temba's got a hell of a record. He hasn't lost a test match as a captain yet. No, I think the one thing that we've done is we've really tried to create an environment where and South Africa is a diverse country with diverse cultures, and I think this change room has embraced all of it. We've allowed players to be exactly who they are, how they want to do things. Yes, we operate with obviously a set of norms and ethics and values as to what's expected of an elite side and an high performance side. But I think it's like a bunch of mates that are playing together. They don't give up. They practice hard. They'll party hard. And more importantly, I think we've just allowed a culture to develop organically rather than stick a few points and this is how we want to do things. And the players have been brilliant in that. We've got great leaders, obviously in Temba, quiet leader, does it with a bat. And then we've got some serious statesmen in there like KG, and Aiden Markram does wonders in that change room. Kesh, some of the older folk. So yeah, I don't think there's a recipe really or a magic wand. It's really just allowing things to unfold organically and really showing faith in them, just allowing them, listen, this is how we want to do our things. This is how I'm going to back you to go and play. Yeah, and let's find a way. Let's never give up. All you can ever ask of a team is to fight for every run and stay in the battle. And I think the side does that.
Great, thank you very much. One last question.
You cannot not have the lady answer. I mean,
Simply on the first day of the match, there was an unflattering language used about Themba Bavuma by Jasprit Bumrah. I believe you guys have heard about it, and I just wanted to know what your reaction was.
thankfully, he's got a heart like a giant.
That is, I thought there was going to be more said on that comment. There wasn't. But that's the press conference, guys. Thought it was great. I knew someone was going to ask that question in the end, but unfortunately, it wasn't answered. Let me just get the final couple of. It's an hour show, guys. My computer's starting to lag, so I'm gonna just get the final couple of comments. There is always a method with Shukri, says Craig. Defend the WTC and you will become one of the best coaches of all time. Alvin says, Khalid, now that you know how accurately I can predict ODI series, we are winning 2 T20. My Tukum is strong, but not that strong, but big one. 2027 World Champs loading. Remember this date. M. Sabir Khan says, I wonder how Morne Morkel is feeling. Anurag says, I love the confidence and calmness Coach Shukri brings. He's very assured in his choices, even if I don't agree with some. He's the man we were looking for. He'll work his magic with the White Ball squad. Craig says, Mona is popping bottles in his room. Pratik says, hope SA don't let go Shukri coach ever. Would be in high demand globally as a coach. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in on this live stream with me, celebrating this victory between from South Africa against India in the first test match. What an incredible victory. I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed your comments. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching and tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to obviously subscribe to the channel, please. Click that notification bell as well for all future videos. And then also comment in the comment section after we've ended the stream. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys again with another show very, very soon. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your week, and until we see each other again. Peace out.